Hi everybody, it's Wednesday and it is my favorite day of the week. It is New Comic Book Day. So today we have 4 titles that I was reading, one of which is a reprint of number 1, one of which is, 2 of which are a continuation of the series, and one of which is brand new. So let's start off with the reprint of number 1, which is Joyride by Boom Studios. So the premise of this is a couple of teens living on Earth in the future. I don't know if it's, did it say the year? I don't know. I don't remember. Want to escape this post-apocalyptic world and decide to sneak off the planet, which is under a bubble, from what I can tell, and go out, escape onto the moon, steal a ship, and go for a joyride. So this was recommended to me by my boss, the owner of the shop, and I really did like it. I loved the art a lot. The story was interesting. Some of the language is kind of like, the spelling of stuff is kind of like future-y, which I am not like the biggest fan of, but it was used sparingly enough that it wasn't really distracting. I really liked the lead male and female characters. There's, of course, like a straight man, so another girl character is kind of the you shouldn't be doing this person. And then, of course, there's aliens. And I liked it. I'm glad I picked it up. It is a reprint of number 1, so if you missed the number 1, I think number 2 is out already. You can pick up the second printing. The next issue that we got is one that we've talked about previously on the show. It is Harrow County. So this seems to be launching into a new storyline. The one we read last time is kind of in between. And so this one deals with Emmy going to a cornfield looking for a missing boy with a friend of hers whose name escapes me, but I believe is probably established in the comic already because they were friendly with each other. As we talked about last week, I hopped in last week, so I haven't read the first 10 issues. So I'm always kind of a little like, oh, I'll figure it out. It's fine. So it continues to be Harrow County spooky. I think corn mazes and being lost in the corn is terrifying anyway, because I watched Supernatural. You remember that episode with the scarecrow? And there's scarecrows. There's scarecrows, blood in the corn. Do you like being scared about being out in the country? So this is not the art style that I'm generally attracted to, and I was reading this just because it is so highly spoken of and spoken to, and it's been really good. It's been nice to have kind of a departure from what I normally read, and I'm going to keep up with it. And now I'm in a storyline, so now I need to know what's happening, especially after the end with blood in the corn. Ooh, this is going really fast. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm talking real quick. I don't know. The next one is from Marvel Studios, and it is everyone's space boyfriend, Poe Dameron. So this is a continuation. This is the 3rd in the series, and the egg that Poe has been visiting is going to hatch. I'm not going to tell you what's inside. We continue to talk with Colonel Tetrix, probably saying his name wrong, who has Poe captive. The Black Squadron is fighting away. It is Star Warsing it up. So this is, I mean, like, at this point with this storyline, if you haven't read numbers 1 and 2, hop back and grab them. I believe they're both in second printings, or 2 might still be in the first run. And read the whole storyline so you can see Poe. If you've seen The Force Awakens, this is set before that. So we are building up to the first scene in Force Awakens. So we are looking for the old man in the desert. I feel like most of Star Wars is just looking for old men. People spend a lot of time looking for old men in these movies. And I've never looked for an old man in my life. So in that regard, I guess I can't relate to them. I can relate to the fact that Poe Dameron is continuing to be drawn as Oscar Isaac, who is a extremely handsome man, and the art style, again, is not necessarily my style, but is beautiful. And it's so easy to picture Poe, like see him moving, especially if you've seen the movie, because they do such a good job of capturing Oscar Isaac and the other actors in Black Squadron. So it does feel very like alive to me, which is cool for a comic book. Anytime a comic book can make me feel like it's moving or I can feel movement, I'm very excited. I like it a lot. So the last comic book and my pick of the week is Merry Men by Oni Studios. So this was also recommended to me in that it was kind of been like, you should read this. And it is, you know, obviously you probably know Merry Men is Robin Hood, and maybe you have some Robin Hood experience. My favorite Robin Hood being Robin Hood Men in Tights, or the first time I was weirdly attracted to a cartoon animal, Disney's Robin Hood. So, oh, I don't have him down here. I do have a little pop of Robin. So this features a different, or not so different, take on Robin Hood, where the Merry Men have been exiled to Sherwood Forest because they're gay. Or some non-binary. And so they are exiled and they are criminals because of who they choose to love. There is a lot of gentlemen kissing each other, so if that makes you uncomfortable, that's something to be aware of. If that's something you like, that's something to be aware of. The story starts off very light and then it gets pretty serious. And I think that that's a fair thing when you're dealing with the fact that why these men are criminals. So yeah, it's going to get kind of heavy. It does also get violent, and it is kind of graphic violence. I think Oni suggests readers 15 and up for it. Partially, I'm sure, because of the romantic content, but also because, like I said, it gets like towards the second half of the book, it gets violent. Which, I mean, Disney's Robin Hood didn't really get violent, but I'm sure some of the other ones have. And it is a band of thieves, and sometimes thieves hurt people. You're stealing from the rich to give to the poor. You're taking back Nottingham. You're doing stuff. You're living your life. I really liked it. The transition from light to serious happened like, you were like, 1 minute this is happening, and the next minute you're like, this is happening, and then it gets kind of light again at the end. So I think this is a 6-part series, and I will definitely pick up all 6 because I am into it. That is all of my recommendations for the week. As always, they were all purchased from Green Brain Comics in Dearborn, Michigan. But you do not need to live in Michigan or in the Detroit metropolitan area to get comics from a shop. Link down below is provided to help you find comic book stores in your area. And if you are a girl and you have a comic book shop that you really like because it's really friendly for women, let me know, because I want to know so I can share it with other girls who are looking for shops, because I know that sometimes as a woman, some stores are not so friendly. Anyway, that is all I have for you this week, and I am very excited about some stuff that's coming out in the near future. I'm excited about some videos I have coming out this week scheduled. I promise. They're already uploaded. They're already up. It's not just me being me. And I think we're going to do a real talk this week where I talk about some anxiety and how I deal with crippling anxiety. So that's all I got. I will see you guys soon. Okay? Bye.